It marked the beginning of Yash Raj films. It starred the 70s superstar Mr. Rajesh Khanna and also had the celluloid favourites Sharmila Tagore and Rakhi. It had a bold, dynamic and extremely unconventional end. Today it's referred to as a cult triangle of mainstream Indian cinema. We're talking about Daag, the triangle of the 70s. And we're in conversation with the legend behind all this, Mr. Yash Chopra. Hello uncle, how are you?
How are you? Fine.
Tell me uncle, Daag is and was your first baby, was Yash Raj Films' first baby. How did it all come about?
Daag is a very important film in my life. And if I say, the most important film in my life. Every director's the most important film is first direction. Dhul Ka Phul was first direction as far as direction was concerned, but it was made under the banner of BR Films. I had the shelter of the protection of Big Brother, of Big Banner. So I was tense, of course, because my career was started this. But when I started Daag, why I started Daag? Then after directing 5 films in BR Films, I thought it's high time I should fly on my own wings. I should make film which I believe in, which I should be responsible. People should say I'm good or bad. It's very important for me. So I thought of this story with Gulshan Nanda, who's no more now. But real story came to me after I finalized the story. I got married. I went on my honeymoon. In on my honeymoon, I just thought of different treatment of the whole film, which you see today. It was not the same treatment which Gulshan Nanda had written. So when I came back, I said, I'll make this film.
How did you treat it differently? How did you change the treatment?
The treatment was, first of all, a straight story.
Okay.
But then treatment of the Rajesh Khanna and Rakhi's flashbacks is to come. I just treated.
All right. Okay.
And I wanted this end. But the most beautiful part of the whole project was this. The moment I said that I would like to be a producer, my artist, Rajesh Khanna, Sharmila Tagore, Rakhi, when I talked business to them, they say, yes, what business? You are making producer. You decide what is our price or what's our budget in your film. What's our price in your budget? You give that money. And whenever you feel like, give that money.
Okay.
On the contrary, Rakhi came to me. We become very good friends. I've got some money lying with me, which is of no use. You take it. And return me when you can, because you're a producer, you need the money. I was very much touched.
That kind of graciousness I don't think we see today.
Sahil Ganvi, who was a very, very good friend of mine, he said, this is your first film. I don't want to take a single penny unless until the picture becomes hit and music becomes hit. I won't take a single penny because I feel guilty to take money from you. We are friends and you're making a film.
And you had a long association with him
before
that, yes.
Till he died, he wrote my films. So this type of things don't happen nowadays.
Yes.
And they stuck to it.
That's lovely.
All these 3 people, my technicians, I had no business sense. I was only directing a film under a ivory tower and shelter and all that. I had no business sense. My friend Mr. Gulshan Rai, he came to me. I hear you want to produce a film. Any amount of money, whatever terms you want, I'm with you. I told him, Gulshanji, I don't know business sense and I don't know terms at all. But I hear these are the terms of BR Films. I like to have 5% better terms than this.
Okay.
I don't know terms at all, I don't know. He said, okay, I'm coming. He brought a check. I think 30 years before today, 29 years you can be exact. A check of 2 lakhs rupees is a very big thing, I feel.
I'm sure.
I was staying in Nepean Sea Road, Messi Apartments, with my mother. When Gulshanji came, let's go. We came from Nepean Sea Road to Juhu. We went to Chopra's house. He said, Chopra, I'm financing Yash. Please bless him with flowers and all that. And please you give him this check in your hand. It was very emotional and touching thing. And he also didn't know anything what I'm going to make. Only I knew what I'm going to make. But I was not a newcomer as a director. I was a newcomer as a producer. But he had faith in me as a director, as a businessman, or as a man. So these people's gestures of my caste, the businessmen, Syed Saab, I can never forget whole of my life.
Coming back to Rakhi that you just mentioned, since she was a dear friend of yours even before the making of Daag, yet she did have the second role in comparison to Sharmila Tagore. Sharmila definitely had the more meatier part in the plot. How did you convince Rakhi to do it? Because they were both equally big heroines at that point of time.
When I narrated subject to both of them,
Did you give them a combined narration? Did they hear it
No.
together? Okay.
separate, because these days they hear combined narration.
Those days they just had
faith in the director.
complete faith in the director, yes.
There was an incident, it happened, I think, in some picture, Humsafar, with Mala Sen or Sharmila Tagore, they quarreled or they set all that.
Okay.
So I told both of them that you are also Bengali, there's Bengali tigresses. Don't quarrel with me. You think I'm your friend. You have faith in me. You have shown so much grace about money, about business, about prices and everything. If you got anything to do, now say. I won't change any role for your sake. I may change something if I feel like. But don't quarrel on my set if you tell me now. And both of them promised me that
they would
nothing
give
will
you-
happen for my sake. And both of them put the best foot forward. Rakhi had great confidence in me also and great confidence in her also. She knew what's the role, but she also knew that this role had some inner strength.
It had,
Inner
yes, it
strength,
definitely
it had inner
was
strength.
strong and content.
So she said, no, I don't worry, I don't want anything. I have full faith in you and you do full justice to. And they both didn't even one day troubled me. When the picture was nearing completion in the climax, I went to Chal in Simla for doing the climax. I felt there's some undercurrent, tension between these two people,
The two heroines.
Sharmila and Rakhi. But they didn't show me anything.
So then you had
Because
nothing
I
to
think maybe because of friendship with me, both of them, because their promises that they won't let me down at any stage, not even one shot. I knew tensions there. But I think everything went off very well.
Yes, I know it did. It finally became a beautiful, beautiful triangle. But I must, a slight subtle comparison here that I marked the beginning of my career with a triangle of its own, with also starred two Bengali tigresses. But I played safe completely and the film went on to be successful. And I had to play safe, though it was my first effort. This was also your first production effort. You still, I have high regard for your conviction at that point of time, because I know I would not do it today, that you still decided to end your film with a man going home with two women, which by our Indian traditional standards is definitely a bold step and is definitely not seen or heard of. And it wasn't after that in any other film. I can't think of a single film after this that has the same kind of end and the same conviction to pull it off commercially. How did you decide to end your film like this, and why?
When I start making a film, even today, I don't make a film with a calculator in my hand. Never. I will never do it. I can't make it. The moment I get excited by a film or subject, and I think I can make it well, and I think I have a conviction that it will work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I start going ahead. The film Daag, when it was complete, all the distributors came to see the film, as custom is. They saw the film. Mr. Gulshan Rao was my financer. They saw the film. They said, wonderful, wonderful, but in a very subdued way. Wonderful, super hit, not that wonderful, very good work, but beautiful direction and that. The next day I had a meeting with Mr. Gulshan Rao and 2-3 distributors. And Mr. Gulshan Rao told me in a very subtle way, okay, yes, you have made a beautiful film. It's a wonderfully directed film, very well acted film. I said, but what but is there?
Where's the but?
He says, but you don't worry about this. It may not do well. It's a very controversial subject. And very controversial, and a man living with two wives.
Yeah.
I said, made the film only for this. I not made for him anything else. So I remember, it was only a week before the release. People see only at that time. I said, Gulshan, I couldn't do anything. And even if I could do it, I won't do it. So I remember he says, okay, we'll do one thing. We'll release this film as a small art film. I was very much depressed.
In a small way.
Small way. Not a very small way. He booked 9 theatres in Bombay. Only 9 theatres. And before that, one thing more was important, that they liked the film. It's very, very good film, but it's not commercial. Before, the 8 films of Rajesh Khanna in a row had flopped.
Okay.
A lot of factors
Yeah,
were
yes.
working against the film. This I say about the business, about the distribution. I'm a new producer, I can't say anything to you. You are the best judge, you do what you feel like. The release was announced on the Monday, 9 theatres. Monday in Bombay, advance booking opens in all these theatres.
Yes.
By the time it was Thursday, that 18 theatres.
Because it was
The
all
advance
full in
booking was
advance.
such tremendous, I mean, the response was fantastic. I don't know the
I believe
reasons.
it was due to the music, which was a very, very big hit
Music also
before the release.
Wonderful. But in these things, I always believe one thing, that it was God's grace, God's kindness. Those days, music was not released 2-3 months back. It was just routine release. It was very good music, of course.
This is what I hear from people who tell me that all the songs before the release of Daag had become such big. I mean, we don't have charts in those days. There weren't charts, and it was just the Geet Mala and everything else. And I believe that Ab Chai Maru The Ya Baba was such a big hit before the release that it kind of made the film so hot in trade circles that it got this big
That's why
opening.
it got so much big opening that I couldn't say a word. From 9, Tuesday 12, 15, 18. And it was hit on the first day. So all those controversies of unconventional subject or treatment, was nothing I could do.